Welcome to FX Street. Going to be going over Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Shiba, Doge, Polkadot, and Cardano this morning, and talking about what they're doing, where they're going, our outlooks for the remainder of the week, or at least until we visit again over them on Friday. But before we do that, we really encourage you to head on over to YouTube, join our channel by hitting that subscribe button. Follow us on FXS Crypto on Twitter, and you can follow Akash and I individually on Twitter, Akash at Mangyeko, and myself at JustAnalysis1. Won't have to spend too much time on Doge here, but Dogecoin doing what we've been anticipating it to do for several weeks. And if it first thought, well, it needs to really get a confirmation move above the daily Kijun Sen, where it's currently facing resistance. You can see the top of the high of the day is right where the Kijun Sen is at on the daily chart, but still we're trading up quite a bit. We've moved above the Sunday open, and that's where we're currently kind of sitting here. It remains to be seen, how it's going to operate moving into the rest of the day here on Tuesday. But when you look at the point and figure chart, this trade idea, we've kind of looked at the same one. Hasn't changed much over the last week. Still looking for an entry at 13 cents, even a stop down at 11, and the projected profit target there is up at 31.5 cents. Now, I'm not suggesting that once triggered, it's going to get all the way up there. It may take. This is Dogecoin we're talking about, so it could take an hour to get there after after the entry is triggered, or it could take a month, or 2 months, or 3 months, or 4 months, or 5 months. The point is that this should give you an idea of the range that it's expected to move, and definitely something that when I do a trade like this and the risk to reward is in that level, I rarely ever anticipate it hitting this range. But I do split the trade up into four smaller positions, taking profit on the way up. But that's just what I do. But as far as what it's looking like here on the daily chart, looks very good, looks very bullish. The RSI is still in bear market territory, and it's approaching the first oversold level at 55, so it'll be interesting to see how it responds to that level. If it just bursts by at 370, then we're likely to see it just kind of trend higher. But very, very bullish on the weekly chart here, because the optics bands are at these extreme lows. In fact, the optics bands on the weekly chart hit the lowest lows since January of 2019. And then you have the this very slight, almost imperceptible regular divergence between the composite index and price action, and a bullish cross above its fast-moving average from neutral territory. Long story short, Dogecoin should explode. And but before we talk again about this on Friday, the momentum is great. I would anticipate the upside potential likely limited to the 15-cent range before Friday, and the downside risks are minimal and limited to probably 11.5 cents. So that's what I see. I'll pass it off to you, Akash.
Thank you, John. So for Doge also seems to be following Shiba Inu very closely, and it has breached its short-term downtrend here, which extends from 7th Feb to 17th March. So far, I think there's a decent amount of consolidation taking place here between 0.12 and 0.11. And there's quite a bit of levels that Shiba Inu needs to, Dogecoin needs to cross, considering its slow and painful downswing that we've seen here since 9th May. So the first level that Shiba Inu is going to encounter is 0.13. Beyond that, you have 0.15, and after that, you encounter a weekly resistance level at 0.163. So even if I did say like the upside for Shiba Inu is capped at the weekly resistance level at 0.163, it would only indicate a 33% upswing for Shiba. So if you do decide to enter long position for Doge from the current position, then you could probably take profits at these levels here, which is 0.13, 0.52, and 0.16. As for the downside, it's a slow, painful downside. Me and John expected the price to crash violently after it closes below 0.16. Actually, it was 0.12 first, and then 0.16, and beyond this, it was 0.12. And yeah, each time price closed below that, there was one or a couple of other things that kind of prevented it from going lower. So I believe like even if we do lose the 0.106 level here and we produce like a daily close below that, it would obviously generate a lower low, but that's been happening for quite some time. So there's no risk. So there's, relatively speaking, there's no risk of like a massive crash unless you see it on Bitcoin. So if we break down 0.106 and create a lower low, then you can expect Doge to slowly strut towards 0.07. So yeah, downside capped at 0.106, lose that, you have 0.07. Upside capped at 0.163 with multiple levels in between 0.163 and the current position. Yeah, that concludes my analysis for Dogecoin.
And thank you everybody for watching. Please don't forget to go to YouTube to the FXS Crypto, sorry, our FX Street YouTube channel. Hit subscribe and then follow us on Twitter at FXS Crypto. Thank you.